Welcome back to Colorful Voices of Sisterhood. I am Raquel, co-host, along with my fellow sisters, Fatia, Agnes, and Diana. We are so happy you guys are joining us again for this week. We have a great topic of discussion today. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is this month. So we have a two-time survivor here that's going to share her story with us. But before we move on, hot topic of the day, guys. There's plenty out there.
There's plenty.
Plenty out there. I think the Bad Bunny is a good topic. Oh my goodness. Everybody's blowing up about that selection for the Super Bowl halftime show. But,
even our governmental leaders.
Yes. Everybody's got something to say about it. But I think from a business perspective, I think the NFL did a good choice because they wanted to expand, and that is the third most spoken language throughout the world. So I think they did a good choice. Yep. Good choice on that. But speaking of government officials, Diana.
Don't get me started.
Government shutdown again. Every year.
Yep.
Every year. They know they got to pass a budget. And it affects people's lives. Well, I'm affected because my husband's not going to get a paycheck, but he is federally exempt, so he has to work.
Right.
And no chance of him getting paid if he's going to get back pay or not.
And they even saying they might not get a full week; they might get 3 days.
Yeah.
So I'm working 5. I'm like, is that legal?
Mm-mm.
But a lot of stuff going on ain't legal.
Oh yeah.
You ask me.
So and to me, I'm like, just because they're government or federal employees, don't mean you can treat them anyway. I mean, because any other business can't do that.
Right. So here they are. And they got mortgages. And I realize that some banks and stuff is helping them with their money, but not all.
Not all. But I'm grateful for Marine Federal Credit Union has stepped up, and Navy Federal Credit Union has stepped up.
Yes.
To cover those.
That's good.
They're gonna. I think with Navy Fed, it's up to 2,000 of it, but it's better than nothing, though.
Better than nothing.
You know?
That is good.
And then once they get their back pay, then they'll
reimburse them.
Oh, that's really nice.
Which is good. So a lot of people shouldn't skip a beat, but why put someone through that stress?
I know.
And what if they don't back pay them?
Right.
Yeah.
How long is this going to last?
And how long would it last?
So I don't really watch the news.
They
So
just
what is
have-
happening? What is happening?
They just have to sign that CR.
Yeah.
They have to do that.
So what's happening in Fatia is our government leaders, our elected officials can't come to an agreement on the budget. So without an agreement on the budget, there is no budget. So they have to obviously halt everything that is part of that budget, and the federal employees are part of that.
And a lot of things for healthcare, I was looking at, people need their healthcare. So the fight is the budget, but it's also with a lot of benefits being cut. If rich people can afford it, but what about towards the middle class that can't?
How about our programs? I didn't get mine.
So what happened to we're gonna make America great again? Because this does not seem great.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and here's my opinion on the Make America Great Again. I think we needed to make America greater, because great again makes it sound like we was at that level where we were great. And it wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. I think we've got a lot to learn as a country. And we're really an early country. We're only 250 years old, compared to most other countries. So we got a lot of growth to do, and a lot more work in taking care of the residents in our country.
And a lot more work of not being selfish. To me, for the greater of we the people, throw it out the window. Because you ain't looking out for we the people. You're looking out for I the people. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
When you look at it. Because I was looking at Jasmine Crockett. I love this.
I love
she could ever telling everybody else. I was like, tell them. We got people in position that are not educated to be in a position, and they elected them.
Well,
So
look at the ones.
Tell me.
Look at the ones who were appointed. those ones who are appointed in positions that they have no experience in, no education and no knowledge about it. We got a lot of people who were appointed to positions that, if you were hired into it, they would never have been hired.
Right.
Right.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
And so a lot going on with our government, a lot of divide.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen our government more divided than it is right now.
Yeah.
We already know this is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
These are all
it's,
political moves.
Yeah.
These are all political moves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, though, compared to other countries, though, the U.S. is still a great country.
Oh, it
to
is.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's search Philippines right now. Billions and billions of money is being corrupt
Oh.
from the
Yeah.
DPWH.
Mm-hmm. And
But
there's
it
a lot
cannot-
of countries that are like that. Where
It
the
cannot
government
be
is corrupt.
compared because Americans they've been known of the greatest country that where people come for safety. You see,
Mhm.
I mean, we can sit here compare with any other country, but that was not America. You see what I'm saying? Like you cannot compare.
You came here
because
for a
what-
better
Exactly.
opportunities, what you're
People
saying.
come here for better opportunities. So I cannot compare America with like, oh, Ethiopia, this is what's going on. It's okay for America to go through that too. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not. There is no comparison. It just is getting worse because again, the people are so many people like feel what is happening right now. That's what we have now, and because they are corruption is from day one. Yeah, like my opinion, those people in the office right now, people they already knew who they were voting for. The people vote for them.
Can we still consider
Yeah.
this country as milk and honey and the land of opportunity?
No.
What do you guys think?
Not for me.
I don't think
No.
so. I don't think so.
It is for certain people,
Not
Possibly.
everyone.
Mm-mm.
but it's definitely not for everyone.
Especially with
It's
what
hot
they're
and sour.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with what they're doing with the
Yes.
deportation and the ICE.
Yes.
And here's my thing: when they talked about that, about the illegal immigrants, for example, they were talking about take care of those that were criminals, rapists, whatever. But they're going into people's schools. They're going
Yes.
into their job sites. They are going to, they're just grabbing everybody and just taking them without any course of action on that individual's
Yeah.
behalf
Can you imagine just walking out of a restaurant
Mm.
eating
and getting snatched up.
and you getting snatched up,
That is not
or
the
your
America.
child getting snatched up,
Mhm.
just coming out of a restaurant
Yep.
eating?
Because of the color of your skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because of the color of your skin.
but America is an immigrant country.
Mhm.
You people they can say that.
Mhm.
You guys can say get out because this is your land. But the fact is, America is
It's built on immigrants.
immigrant,
Mm-hmm.
and I
We know that, but
everybody know they don't want to admit the fact that it's built in corruption. No, it's the fact. It's built in corruption when they came to and Native Americans, they take it away. So that was corrupted. That was not a legal way.
right.
They didn't have paper.
Well, according to, and this is how it goes by, the European law states that any land that was not Christian was able to be colonized or taken over. So that's what it went off of. So if Native Americans were a Christian land, then we would have been okay. But we're not.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that way. Not everybody was Christians. That was just getting spread across the lands. I mean, look at what happened to those who, the Vikings, for example. The wars that were fought on the behalf of Christianity. So that really makes
And
it.
people define Christianity on what they want to define Christianity
Yes.
is. Because
Yes.
some of these Christians that say they're Christian, I said, I'm glad he didn't want to answer.
They're not behaving
Right.
like a Christian should
Right.
behave. Exactly.
So why they deporting people? Why they just picking from the street, throw them in? Why?
Because they're immigrants.
So
They're
immigrant.
here illegally.
Okay, so
They are here illegally.
who ruined this is the president, right? Who's giving this
And some of
order?
them are not even illegal.
Yeah,
because they
they're
haven't
not
let them
illegal.
go.
But they don't have a process. They don't have a
Right.
process to prove that.
Yes. So
Mhm.
who's is giving this rule? Is the president, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
But his wife, she's an immigrant. His sons, they actually his two wives, they were immigrant.
Matt's wife is
She
an
was
immigrant.
yeah, and
His
yeah,
mother was
his
an
children,
immigrant.
His children have an immigrant.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
they should go back too.
Mm.
I'm not
Mhm.
her, like I'm speaking from her. Like they should go back, and his wife should go back too, and her
Mhm.
mother.
I think the difference is, I'm gonna put it out there. It's the color of the skin.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it out there. It's color.
It
They're not
is.
rounding up the Caucasian who I don't know who immigrated from Russia
Mm-hmm.
or Ukraine
Mm-hmm.
or
Germany.
one of the other countries.
Mhm.
Let's
Mhm.
go back to
Yeah.
the shutting down of the government. I
Yes.
think our leaders just have to come together,
If they
support
need
one
to.
another.
Mhm.
That way we can all live.
Yeah, yeah.
We
But
need
think
our
about
money.
the-
Well, you know what, Agnes? Even with saying that, where's our money? Where's our money when the government shut down all those federal jobs early this year? Where's the money?
Mhm.
Where's all that money at?
Mhm.
And
They're
that
holding
affects
out.
the shutdown.
Mhm.
Everything that we're saying affects this shutdown.
Yeah.
Whether we want to admit it or not,
Mhm.
until it hits your household,
Mhm.
you won't see it.
Because
But
that's
it has
Exactly.
affected people.
Mhm.
that's why some people they have to affect them in
Yeah.
order to understand.
To
Because
understand
some
it.
people they think like,
Yes.
oh, if it's not touching me, it's not good to me, I'm okay.
Mhm.
That's what's
Because I
happening.
can only imagine your child being on the street just snatched up.
Yeah.
Good
Mm-mm.
Lord.
Mm-mm. It scares me.
Yes.
It scares me because my son is this
And
color.
yes.
Mhm.
He could go to the store and not come back, and I wouldn't know where he was at or what happened to him.
Yeah.
That's scary,
That's
to
scary.
know that's happening in a country that I serve to protect.
Mhm.
That's what hurts me the most.
My daughter,
Mhm.
Saturday night was out in DC late
Mhm.
and got pulled over.
Really.
Mhm.
You know how scary that is
Mhm.
now?
Yeah.
They said she was swerving. She was coming from a church function going to a friend's party.
Mm-hmm.
Not the SBI stopped her.
Mhm.
Mm.
What's the SBI?
Special Bureau of
Okay.
Investigation.
Mm.
DC is crazy.
Mm.
Our taxpayers' monies, it's out of whack.
Yeah.
And I keep
Yeah.
telling people, just be honest and stop because you're a certain party going along with stuff.
Mhm.
If it ain't right,
Someone's got to stand up.
Mhm.
People
ain't
got to
right.
stand up.
yes.
We have to come
Mhm.
together. If if
Exactly.
they say only brown skinned people, then brown people they have to speak up. Like the end of the day is everybody's fighting what is right for them.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
what's
So
right.
everybody have right to fight what is right for them.
Yeah.
If you sit around wait for other people to advocate for you, guess what?
Mm.
Yes.
And you will be the next be deported.
Yeah.
No,
And we could talk about this topic all day, but we
Yeah.
definitely want to hear from Miss Gloria.
Yes.
So Diana, do you want to do
Miss
the
Gloria.
introduction?
If y'all notice, we got this beautiful queen on the show today.
Yes.
Beautiful queen. 2-time survivor of breast cancer.
Mhm.
A warrior. A fighter. A mother of Abundant Life Christian Church. Cathedral Church in Jacksonville, right?
Right.
A woman that I've known since, she said 1990. And everything I've known about her, she's been a fighter. She's been an advocate. And just to see her on this show today, I'm excited. So join in to Miss Gloria Baker Goodwin.
And thank you for
Welcome.
being here,
Thank
Gloria.
you. Thank you. I am so honored to be part of the panel. And I am so pleased. And I say my heartfelt thanks to Lamar Studios, to the wonderful 4 professional, beautiful women that I am a part of today. And I am so blessed and happy that I could bring my story to an audience that maybe in some way my testimony will help someone else. So I would just like to share with you my story. And I call my story Grace Through the Storm.
Wow, beautiful.
And the reason I say that, as Diana alluded to, I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor. My journey began in 1980. I was 35 years old, and through self-breast exam, I discovered a lump. The next phase, I went to a physician who said we must do a sample of what we're looking at. And the sample is drawn from that particular tumor. And the pathologist will determine what grade that tumor is and what we need to do to eradicate the cancer. So we looked at options. It came back that the cancer had not metastasized to any organs or any other sites. So we decided on a lumpectomy. My husband, who was a physician, was very comfortable with that decision that the oncologist discussed with us. So I went in and had the lump removed, and along with radiation, I was cancer-free. So I continued to live a productive, active life and enjoying friends and family and golfing and tennis and all those wonderful things that we do in our life to make a stressful life happy.
Yeah. So, Miss Gloria, quick question. Do you feel because your husband was a doctor that it kind of helped you understand the process and the procedures and what was going on?
Exactly right. And you're very right. Having worked with my husband and having had two parents that both had lung cancer, that my husband and I took care of, it really brought it twofold to me. And I learned very quickly how dreadful this disease can be. And as Miss Diana alluded to, I then became the captain of a team with the Relay for Life. And I thought that would give visibility. And it was called Survivors Thriving. And we did very well. I went on to work in oncology with Dr. Wamalo, who was a beautiful, wonderfully smart oncologist. And so in 2013, my journey changed. My life changed completely. My husband passed away from a heart attack in 2006. I found myself being a widow. And everything changed in November 2013. I heard the dreadful words, your cancer has come back. It has returned. But this time, the cancer was different than the cancer in 1980. This cancer was triple negative breast cancer. A dreadful disease, and being a woman of color, statistics show that we have a 2% chance of survival. So when the oncologist shared that with me, I said, I'm not accepting that diagnosis. I'm not accepting that negativity because I stood on God's promise, trusting that the one that had brought me through the first storm would bring me through the second storm. I know that my faith was tried, but I leaned on God and I leaned on the voice inside of me saying, I will never leave you or forsake you. I had a beautiful village of friends, my faith, my family, and I thank each and every one of them every day that I can be here because they too made up my life to be a happy, productive life. But I just want to put out there that we have to be our own advocates. We have to fight for ourselves. We have to demand what we want to be happy, what we want to see when it comes to our medical health. If you're not pleased with what you hear the first time, get a second opinion.
Yes.
When I heard about triple negative breast cancer, my first thought was, even though I was in oncology, I want to get a second opinion. And I did. And I ended up staying with Dr. Wamalo. And she and I were very close, very, very beautiful woman who became like my sister. I never will forget when she came in the room. She had gotten the pathology report back, and she sat down and she says, I don't know which one of us is going to jump out the window first. She says, it's going to be a battle, but we're going to start your treatment today. Usually the journey for cancer, for chemo, you have a port put in. My port was not put in that day. You were supposed to be get a clearance through your cardiologist because the chemo is very harsh to the body. But we did intravenously. We did 4 treatments of what she called AC. It's a very harsh drug. I had 4 treatments with that drug, and it took my hair out. I had mouth sores, nausea, vomiting. But for every single thing negatively that was thrown to me, there was a positive in it. I would not ever back down. And we have to hold on.
Fighter,
You got to hold on to your strength. You can't listen to naysayers. I had family members that were not threatened, but was fearful of the fact that I had cancer. Older people oftentimes think cancer is contagious. So you start having to really educate them about what's going on. So that's why I took that battle on, Miss Diana, to say I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to let my test be my testimony. If God brought me through the storm, I can give my story to help others battle this dreadful disease. I just want to say that I am 11 years now cancer-free.
Yes.
And I just want to say that twice the battle, twice the victory. The scars are there, but my grace is there. My faith is there. And it carried me through because I knew that fear was not an option. Death was not an option.
Yeah.
And that I knew that God was was there for me. That's why I said grace through the storm. Through each treatment, through every tear, I held on to when the whispers of fear creeped in my mind. God spoke louder. I'm not going to tell you that I wasn't angry. I did have fear. I had anxiety. Those are natural
But
reactions.
you still have purpose here on
Yes, my purpose is still ongoing.
earth. Yes.
And I know that God has a plan. He has utilized my life to reach out with the American Cancer Society, to research agencies, to provide. My ultimate goal as an advocate is to provide for the underserved community. You would not believe the number of patients we saw who had no insurance and didn't know what to do. And I utilize my education and my skills to say, don't worry about if you have hair loss. I set up a store of wigs. I partnered with the American Cancer Society. I also had prosthetics. When you have a mastectomy, you go in, you leave that tumor, you come back without those tumors. So you have major surgeries across your chest wall, and they have mastectomy bras and prosthetics. So I set that little clinic up. You don't have to worry because we have bras for you. We have prosthetics for you. I set up a nutritional program because you do have weight loss. And I partnered with the Boost people, and we had boosts for patients. We had hair, and also when your lymphatic system is removed, like my complete lymphatic system was removed, you develop something called lymphedema. And I also partnered with the Lymphedema National Association and got machines that women could actually, I do mine every night. I look like the little Michelin brown baby. And it's detoxification. It takes out all the toxins in your body that you consume on a daily basis. And it eliminates, God gave us a great system, lymphatic system. This machine does what God had put in my body, your body, to do. And people didn't know about it.
I never heard
So
of
Yeah, I've never heard of it
I
either.
use that tool to educate patients about lymphedema. I'm sure you've seen women whose hands were swollen, whose arms were swollen from cancer. And that usually is a sign that their lymphatic system has been removed. So that was something I was able to do because it's necessary, even though you have your surgeries, you have your radiation, you have your chemo. There's a whole nother layer underneath that that every day of your life you live with. I wear compression hose because sitting on a plane, your legs swell, your arms swell. So I wear sleeves on my arms. So these are just tips that I share with patients who's going through that even though you have hair loss, you lose your eyebrows, your eyelashes, you can always buy all of those things. But the hair loss was a big deal for me. And it took me back to the days my mother had lung cancer. And I was there to make sure that she always looks good going through cancer. So I
So
just
did your mother go through chemo?
my mother had stage 4 lung cancer. She went through chemo, radiation. She had a lung removed. Her cancer had metastasized to her bones and to her liver. And the last stage was to her brain.
So sorry.
Thank you. And I'm an only child. It was tough to hear those words that my mother had stage 4 metastatic lung cancer. She was a fighter, like myself, and we had the best specialists in the country for her. And we moved both my parents in with us.
Oh.
And you're not going to believe this. My father was diagnosed a year later. My mother died in 1980 on Christmas Eve. And my father was diagnosed a year later. My mother passed at 56 years old, and my dad at 57. And when my husband passed in 06, he was 56 years old. And I say that for a significant reason, that all those years, 56, 57, and I was that age, and that gave me even more determination. My mom is gone, my dad is gone, my husband is gone, but I ain't leaving. I'm gonna still
I
rise.
like
Fight
that.
this thing out.
I like that.
I-
You're living.
I'm-
Yes.
I stood on God's promise.
Yeah.
I don't think cancer is hereditary anymore because I know a lot of friends of mine who have, cancer, and they don't have history in their families. They don't have history of, cancer and all that. What do you think? Is
Let
it
me
always-
address that. That's a good point you made. Breast cancer is more family oriented. If you look at genes, like your mother, your aunt, cousin, may also have breast cancer. But you're very right about other cancers. They are not genetic. It's sometimes things are environmental. My father didn't smoke, but he worked in a factory that the ventilation was terrible. So there's other causes. Environment is
What we
one.
eat, maybe,
What
what
you
we
eat,
intake.
what you consume. You're very right. So we have to be cognizant of everyday daily activities of what we do, how we live. Our country, the state of where we are now in regards to consuming all of these toxins plays a major role.
Fertilizer.
Fertilizers and all these the mold in where you don't know what is consumed in different buildings that you go in.
Especially the older ones.
Yes.
And in our area, we got a lot of older buildings. I'm thinking just on base alone, how many buildings were built in the 1940s where ventilation wasn't an
Right.
issue. The lead paint wasn't an issue
Yeah.
back
Right.
then, where asbestos wasn't an issue back then. But now we know the causes of having those type of things in our environment.
And
Immune system is
right.
weak.
You have to also look at what we have right here in Jacksonville on base. There's a number of patients we saw who were affected by that
That water
that
contamination.
chemical. The chemicals were put in the water system, and people were not told that they were dumping the formaldehyde, those into the
So
water
the base
system.
had a dry cleaner
Yes,
on base, and then I don't want to say regulations were different 50 years ago. We'll just face that back, but there were dumping those chemicals into the soil, which got into the water system. They did close it off, but then somehow somewhere it opened up those waterways again, and then it went to a lot of the families. A lot of cancer was showing up, and that's why that huge lawsuit came about.
The lawsuit came about. There are 10 major cancers that were affected by the water infiltration system: lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer. But
A lot of birth defects.
Birth
came out of
defects, we
that.
saw a lot of-
a lot of
yes.
kids with cancer.
yes, so it was quite devastating. But I sit here today that we have hope. Hope is still alive. And I hope that my story can educate and help others along the way. And I'm just honored that you've given me the privilege to share with the public that this disease does not mean death. This disease does not mean death. And you got to have the right frame of mind. You cannot, when the doctor told me I had a 2% chance of survival, I could have ingested that in my brain. But I chose to spit that negativity out and say, not today, devil. Not today. You got the wrong one. Not today.
The wrong one.
So I know each one of you on this panel are strong women. You make a difference every day in others' lives. Your faith, your family, your friends has made your show victorious. And I am honored. I mean, I was absolutely just in awe when I came to your set today. I said, wow, I'm on The View. So, I just want to thank you ladies, and just remember, twice the battle, twice the victory, twice the scars, twice the grace. Faith can carry you where strength cannot.
Amen.
Did you put this in a nice frame?
I can. I can.
Can you also share? I came to volunteer. You do the every year anniversaries that you guys
Yes.
do for cancer. So can
Oh.
you share that with
Oh,
me?
let me share that with you.
Yes.
Every year, us survivors get together at a survivors dinner, and it is amazing. Every person in the data bank that has been affected by cancer, we have a beautiful dinner. It's usually held at the Infant of Prague, and you would not believe when you sit in an audience and see the number of people that are affected by this disease. But we have the survivors, we have their family members, and they look forward to it. This past year, we were late doing it. Everybody was calling, when are we going to do our survivor dinner? When are we going to do our survivor dinner? And we have the Relay for Life walk.
Yes.
And in schools out at Northside High School. And people come. We used to do it 2 nights, but now we only do it one day now.
Yeah.
But
It's still 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah.
And we have about usually 35, 40 teams out there. And people have a theme, and we dress up and we walk, and it's just camaraderie. And it just goes to show you, one of the things I do want to glad you brought it up. At 8:30, when we're out there, when the dust begins to come upon us, we have a luminary ceremony. And when you walk around the track, the white bags are for those who have succumbed to this disease. The purple bags are for caretakers. The gold bags are for survivors. And as you walk around that track, it's amazing to see. And people decorate their bags. And it's just an amazing, amazing feeling to see the good that you took the bad and made it good. So ladies, continue, and your audience, continue to do self-breast exams. In not just breast cancer, colon cancer, get your colonoscopy.
Yes.
That's a curable disease.
Yeah.
If you see, don't get caught up in this mystery, or that you can't have melanoma. You might say, I have melanin in my skin, I'm not a candidate for skin cancer. Please, if you see a mole that is changing colors, if it gets darker, if it gets larger, please see a dermatologist.
Skin cancer is still the number one cancer, right?
Well, now lung cancer is surpassing it now. Yes,
Wow.
but we've made strides with breast cancer.
Yes.
We've made strides in the
Do you
treatment
think it's because
modality.
the early detection?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. And I think, too, the chemo drugs are changing every year. The chemo drugs that I had, they're treating my cancer differently,
Okay.
triple negative breast cancer. So,
Yeah.
and now they have cool caps. I was reluctant because I knew I was going to lose my hair. Now they have a cool cap. Your insurance pays for it. It's a cap that you wear during your chemo, and and you wear it an hour after chemo, and it protects your hair follicles.
Wow.
I see.
Your hair-
Wow.
You do not
Technology
lose, yes,
now.
it's called a cool cap, and I just think that's totally
Yeah.
amazing. And I went through a lot. My counts dropped because my platelet count dropped. I had to get infusions for that. It was a journey, and I can tell you this. I think you'll laugh at this. I had a wonderful caretaker. Her name was Miss Jordan, and she also was a minister, or is a minister. And when she took me every day for my treatments, I had to come home with drains, and she helped me with that. But when she started taking me to radiation, one day I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. So I just ran to the car. She says, listen, you are a woman of God. You cannot act like this. Now you get back in there and finish that treatment. So I just want to give a shout out to Mrs. Severia Jordan. She was my wonderful caretaker. She prayed every day over me. She anointed my home, and I just love her dearly. And
You need good people.
You do.
When you're going through something like this.
you do, you do.
Someone tell you, okay, if you want to fight through, you have to fight.
You have to fight,
Yeah.
and you can't listen to the naysayers. You can't listen to the naysayers. And we have a lot of people out there who believe in holistic medicine. I think there are some really great cures that you can use with holistic medicine. But if you're sitting in an oncology office and you have herbs on a tumor, and you thinking that's going to heal you. No, do your research. Do your research. And you go into the office and you talk with your providers. And if something is not right, let them know. Let them know. You be an advocate.
Yes.
You be an advocate for yourself.
Yes.
And make sure you also have your house in order. You know, don't be oblivious to the fact that this disease can't take you out. You know, so have your medical wills done. You know, how you want to be treated in your, if you're get in a situation where you can't speak for yourself. Have a living medical will, and also have a good friend base. People who are honest.
Yes.
People are gonna love you through all of this.
Yes.
And
That's very important.
it's very important. And I'm so happy that you ladies took the time to educate your audience and be advocates for Cancer Awareness Month. And I appreciate that we all are in our pink today, and that we all stand together as one. Do you have any questions of me?
I have one. You talked about the lymphatic
system.
that you do a cleansing every night. How do you find out about that?
I wanted to not have that. I had seen swelling. I had seen women in our office whose arms were swollen, hands were swollen. And I told my oncologist, I don't want that. I don't want to look like that. I'm not putting that down. I don't want to look like that. I said, why is that? He said, well, you know, you take out your lymphatic system based on cancers that are difficult. Stage 3 and 4 usually are the ones that have the lymphatic system removed. So I said, it's got to be something out there that can help this. So I started doing my research and found that through Flexi Touch, I found the lymphedema lady here in Jacksonville. She was in the military. She happened to be stationed here at the time I was going through cancer. She was fabulous. So we worked with a company called Flexi Touch, and they come out, they measure you. It's a machine that sits on my nightstand. It has little hoses with it, and I put the hoses in this little compact machine. It's already pre-programmed for an hour. I get in it. I put the sleeve on like you're putting shorts on or clothes on. Then I do my arms. I push the button and I can read, watch TV, do whatever. But I'm there relaxing for an hour. I do it. I'm faithful. I travel with it. It's a medical necessary machine. So
is this something that's covered by insurance then?
It was $8,000 when I got it.
Oh, wow.
And Blue Cross Blue Shield covered it.
Oh, wonderful.
And if you see ladies, you know, that have large feet or legs, they might be in congestive heart failure. Or suffering from COPD. These machines will help. And when I see people like at the grocery store, I go up and say, man, you know, there's a machine available. And I start giving them the information. Because it's not just for breast cancer. I'm sure you've seen people struggling with it. And yes. So please let them know they can utilize me as a resource. And I'm glad you asked about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because that is something new for me. I had no idea something like this existed.
Yes.
To have insurance cover it,
yes.
even better.
And I want to say that even if you're uninsured, don't get discouraged. That's where I come in. Because if it's medically necessary, you can get pharmaceutical companies to do it for you. You just have to know the right people and the right words to say. We had a lady who was uninsured, and she was absolutely devastated when she heard the news she had cancer. But guess what? She went through her treatment, and she didn't pay a dime. And chemo is expensive. My bill for the first 6 weeks was over $500,000.
It's expensive.
It's
Yeah.
good to know
Alright.
resources
Do you-
and know
That's a big-
people
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
ask questions.
Yes.
And
We're running out of time, but I
before
do
we
got
do,
one more thing.
breast
Yeah.
cancer for males also need to be looked into.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
want to make sure we say that males need to have themselves also checked out
Mhm.
because they can have breast cancer.
yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
And you remember Richard Roundtree?
Yes, that's
He
all.
was a spokesperson for men with breast cancer. So he really put it out there, and it got a lot. We got a lot of people encouraged to go get breast exams.
All righty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you.
for being here.
Thank-
We really appreciate
Just a
Thank
wealth
you.
of knowledge and
Yes.
encouragement. And
Yes.
yeah, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
dedicating your time to the show.
I am
today.
so honored to be here, and I'll come back anytime on the
We'd love
view.
to have you.
I-
All that knowledge.
I enjoyed the view.
Thank you guys so much for tuning
Yes.
and check and take care of yourself. And we will see you 2 weeks from now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.